The new Model Y Juniper hides vital secrets that can totally ruin your daily drive. You might think this car is simple, but missing these features will cost you dearly. Today we uncover 7 hidden tricks that prevent broken parts and dead batteries right now. Leaving your car at the airport used to mean coming back to a dead battery. Older models forced you to manually turn off Sentry mode and cabin overheat protection systems. It was completely unpredictable, and drivers always worried about their battery dropping way too fast. Now, there is a brilliant feature called Low Power Mode that fixes this exact problem. This mode completely changes how your vehicle behaves when it is parked for several days. Once activated, it automatically shuts down the biggest energy drains running quietly in the background. It stops summon features and background accessory power that continuously keep the main systems awake. Your car remains fully responsive, meaning you can still unlock it and check the status. However, it completely stops wasting precious energy just sitting there waiting for your safe return. Instead of constantly guessing your remaining battery, you get a completely controlled and conservative state. This specific setting is exactly how you want an unused electric vehicle to behave every day. Finding this option is easy because you do not need to dig through complex menus. Simply tap the battery icon on your screen to jump straight into the charging menu. You can even configure it to activate automatically once the battery drops to specific levels. This means the car protects itself perfectly even if you completely forget to adjust settings. For frequent travelers, this removes the stressful question of whether the car will survive alone. Now let us talk about a very expensive mistake that ruins many brand new cars. Out of the factory, your rear liftgate actually opens to its absolute maximum possible height. The vehicle has no overhead sensors and absolutely no awareness of your garage ceiling height. If your ceiling is low, the trunk will open fully and slam straight into it. Many owners assume the manufacturer thought about this, but you must set the limit yourself. Fixing this takes only a minute and should absolutely be done on your first day. Open the trunk and manually pull it down to a height you know is safe. Once it is positioned perfectly, press and hold the button until you hear a chime. That simple chime locks in a temporary height setting for your liftgate to stop at. When you arrive home and park inside, open the trunk to test that lower level. From there, you can slowly raise it to the highest point that avoids hitting anything. Press and hold the button one more time to firmly save that new default height. From that moment onward, your trunk will never open higher than your garage ceiling allows. This eliminates all guessing games and saves you from paying for completely unnecessary scratch repairs. Taking just 1 minute to do this saves owners from a terrible and costly mistake. Next, we must discuss the confusion surrounding regenerative braking and your rear brake lights activating. When you lift off the pedal, the car slows down aggressively to capture lost energy. Because you are not touching the brake pedal, you wonder if other drivers see lights. Previously, the screen indicator was very tiny, leaving many drivers worried about being rear-ended. Now, the system makes this crucial safety information extremely obvious without any big official announcements. When your braking reaches the point where lights trigger, a large red reflection appears immediately. This glowing red bar shows up brightly on your driving screen beneath the car graphic. It confirms your lights are shining, clearly signaling your intentions to all the cars behind. This smart feature also teaches you exactly how your driving behavior impacts the surrounding traffic. You quickly learn how much lifting off the pedal triggers a hard stop versus coasting. For drivers moving from traditional gas cars, this completely removes a ton of driving uncertainty. You never have to tap the brake pedal randomly just to guarantee you are safe. Moving forward, imagine a scenario where you are stranded without your phone or keycard. Your phone dies, and suddenly moving your vehicle becomes an incredibly difficult and stressful task. A valet might need to park it, or a family member must adjust its position. Thankfully, there is a hidden way to grant temporary access directly from the main screen. You can enable temporary drive authorization right from the cabin without pairing a new device. This allows the vehicle to be shifted and moved short distances by absolutely anyone trusted. Most importantly, this special access automatically expires the moment the car is shifted into park. The drive permissions are completely revoked, meaning you never create a long-term security risk. It solves the immediate problem quickly without sacrificing the safety of your expensive electric vehicle. This practical safeguard offers amazing flexibility for households that share a single car every day. Another huge mystery for new owners is why their driving range magically drops while parked. You might park at night with 60% and wake up to see 57%. It really feels like precious energy just vanished into thin air while the car slept. What you are actually seeing is a mix of small energy use and calculation changes. A small drop overnight represents about 2 kilowatt-hours used to maintain essential background systems. If temperatures fall, the vehicle uses power to keep the battery pack warm and protected. The vehicle also wakes up periodically to maintain active security systems and network connectivity checks. These short wake-ups barely draw power, but they certainly add up over a long night. Remember that the range display is truly a moving prediction rather than a fuel gauge. When the temperature changes or battery chemistry settles, the computer adjusts its final range estimate. That calculation often looks like lost miles, even when the actual energy remains exactly identical. The system now smooths out these updates to prevent sudden drops that cause unnecessary panic. You will see tiny percentage changes rather than a dramatic drop that ruins your morning. Let us look at a visibility upgrade that improves your safety in poor driving conditions. Most people assume better visibility only comes from having brighter headlights and stronger LED bulbs. The real upgrade is how the vehicle clearly sees the surrounding environment during the night. Camera data is now perfectly blended into your driving display during heavy rain or fog. Moving objects like bicycles and pedestrians are detected much earlier and highlighted more consistently today. You will suddenly realize you are anticipating dangers rather than reacting at the last minute. Vehicles approaching your blind spots show up on the central screen much faster than before. Motion happening behind the vehicle during tight lane changes is significantly clearer and highly accurate. In extremely dark parking garages or narrow streets, the awareness feels incredibly stable and reliable. Night driving stops feeling mentally exhausting when you finally trust the screen to guide you. Finally, there is one crucial setup step that keeps your vehicle acting predictably for years. Most drivers completely skip this step because the car feels totally fine on day one. You drive home, the screens respond well, and the smooth acceleration feels absolutely perfect immediately. Assuming the default settings are perfectly fine is what causes immense frustration several months later. The internal computers are designed to constantly adapt to your specific personal daily driving style. If you do not lock in a strict baseline early, the vehicle keeps making adjustments. Over time, these tiny internal adjustments make the handling and braking feel completely inconsistent daily. The ultimate solution is incredibly simple, but rarely explained properly to newly registered vehicle owners. During your first week, you must deliberately set your core driving preferences and leave them. Lock in your preferred steering feel, stopping behavior, and navigation habits to match real life. Once those preferences remain stable, the learning systems finally settle down and stop changing randomly. Energy predictions become highly accurate, and your daily throttle response feels incredibly smooth and consistent. Even the driver assist technology becomes much easier to predict when handling heavy highway traffic. None of these crucial tips are flashy things you will find on a marketing brochure. The manufacturer never mentions these functional details during their massive launch events and public presentations. Yet these adjustments explain why your new electric vehicle can feel completely calm and predictable. Applying these tweaks prevents daily annoyances and keeps your car running perfectly for many years. You must take the time to customize these features to avoid future stress and panic. Understanding how your software truly operates will entirely transform your daily electric vehicle ownership experience. Knowing these hidden functions ensures you always stay in complete control of your advanced machine. Take charge of your settings today and enjoy a flawless driving experience every single day.